Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Social Marketing. My name is Eric Hammond with the Orange Stack. We provide these videos to help you guys use social media in your business as a real estate agent so that you can get more business. So I'm really excited for this one. We have 10 amazing tips on how to use social media as a real estate agent to help you guys get more business. So this is what this video series is all about, and this is probably the mecca of content. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's jump into this one. I got some really good advice for you guys. So number one is choose your reoccurring topics. So I think as a real estate agent, you obviously have a ton to talk about. It gets kind of boring if you talk about the real estate market and interest rates and is the next crash coming and how to avoid foreclosure. Those are good topics, but people not in those situations don't care, right? They want to learn more about real estate. They want to see what's going on, and they're turning to you for advice. And that's what a lot of this content is going to be about today. It's about how to help yourself stand out as the expert and people that trust you and go to the next level with you and want to work with you. So what do I talk about, right? And we've made a video about that. Actually, you can probably check the link out up here. But what do I talk about on social media? The big thing is pick at least 4 topics that you're comfortable talking about. And I try to interview agents and kind of help them understand and pull those things up about what they're comfortable talking about. Maybe you're in an area with a lot of new construction and you have a great relationship with that builder. You sell some homes in that community. Maybe every time they come out with a new model, you go interview that builder and talk about what they did on that next model, what are some of the improvements that they're doing this year, how the kitchen's going to be different, what appliance packages that you can be using or install into that kitchen, what granite options they have. You're really just helping that builder, number one, sell his product, and number two, you're showing that you're an expert of this product and you know everything that there is about it and you know what's available. So when a buyer calls and says, hey, I like that house, but I don't like the dark granite. Can I get it with a white one? Or can I get it with a blue one? Or something else, right? And you're going to be able to answer those questions because you know this product so well. So find something like that you can talk to. Maybe you talk about upcoming restaurants and new businesses that happen in the area that you work. If you're an area with a lot of tourists that come and visit and there's amazing restaurants, maybe you go interview the chef or the owner of this restaurant and say, hey, how's the pizza, or how's the pasta, or how's the fish, or how's this week, or what's new on your menu next month, and talk about it and sit down and dine with that restaurant, right? And then kind of be like a food critic, if you will, but help people understand what fun things there are to do in your area that you live. You kind of be like the mecca, the voice, the mouthpiece of getting info out about your farm and why it's fun to live in your area. Maybe there's a theme park nearby. I live about 2 miles away from Legoland, and there's a lot of fun things going on around here. You've got a lot of touristy attractions, you got a beach. There's so many cool things that if you live in my area, you can talk about. So find 4 topics that you're comfortable talking about, whether it's touristy things or new things that are happening in your area. Find ways that you're comfortable talking to people on a camera and sharing content in this kind of fashion that you can be that mouthpiece. If you created something a couple times a month that had to do with these categories, it's a lot more interesting than, well, the interest rates went up a quarter this week and it's getting more expensive to buy a house, so you better buy a house this week or else, right? You get the point. Okay. The next tip is identify the influencers in each topic or category. So again, we talked about that builder. If you can go meet with that builder and he's a big builder in that community, maybe he builds a couple thousand homes each year in the area or in that state that you live in. Get to know him, be comfortable talking to him, have him let you know what's going on with this community. Now, how many homes are you planning on building this year? What are you doing differently to anticipate these changes that have happened? What are people looking for in a home that makes you know and be on the cutting edge of providing that technology or that improvement in your homes this year? There's a couple articles that I like or platforms that I like getting content from. If you look at realtor.com, MSN Real Estate, even Inman News and HGTV, they actually share a lot of great content that you can repurpose and maybe tell in your own version of it. Maybe you download an article, make a new video about that type of topic and share the content with your audience. They're going to know that you know what you're talking about because you're spending the time to educate yourself. People want to know the information that you know, but they don't want to have to go to all these different locations to find the thing about real estate that's going on for them in their life. So if you break it down to that micro level and help them understand how, if I live in this zip code, how all this content that's going out in the world nationally is going to affect me, my home value, and what makes the most sense for me, that's going to help them a lot. They're going to realize that when I need to know something about real estate, I'm going to call my realtor friend Joe or whatever your name is, and you're going to be able to connect with them in a new way that Most real estate agents aren't, because they're making it too generic. They're just covering those national topics that aren't going to help you really connect with the one-to-one relationships in your neighborhood. So find a source that you can share content with into your sphere, into your audience, and it's going to be great content that's trusted and well received. The next one is use video. We do a lot of video. I probably record a couple hours of video every single week in the things that we do, because I know video is huge. Right now there's a stat that says about 1,200%. Your video is going to perform 1,200% better on social media platforms than photos and text together. So go video. It's going to be really awkward your first few times. Get your camera out, get comfortable with it, record 20 shows, realize they're going to be a mess. You're going to get tongue-tied, you're going to have a hard time speaking, you're going to be looking at the wrong part of the camera, whatever it is, but get them out there. Don't just hit delete, because you got to keep learning and keep growing. Keep going through these experiences that are challenging, but use video. Use video in your Facebook posts, use video in your newsletters, use videos in the messages that you send people. We're going to talk about a couple more of these as we go, but use more video. Even if it's just rough, holding up the phone, using a Snapchat, and producing video like that. And be where your audience is, but share video quality or video content. People are going to get to know you. You get to see who I am. You get to know that I talk fast, that I move my hands a lot, that I'm energetic, that I'm excited about what I talk about, and your personality is going to come across in that video as well, rather than just reading something that you wrote or seeing a picture that may not really represent what it is that you're doing. The video is going to cut through all that stuff and help you be honest and show your clients that you know what you're talking about. Okay, tip number 4 is to utilize forms. So Facebook offers a great thing called lead capture, and you can basically send people to kind of a small landing page within Facebook that says, are you interested in working with me? Fill out this form. And any content or any material that Facebook already knows about you, whether it's your name or phone number or an email address that you've shared with them, it pre-populates that information in the form. So all I have to do is hit submit and you've got it all. Maybe you're sharing content with your audience and you want to say, hey, I'm producing a blog once a week and I want to share content with the people that follow me and trust me and want to learn from me. What are some of the things that you want to learn about? Enter your information here. So number 1 topic would be blank. Number 2 topic would be number 2 blank. So ask your audience what they want to hear about, and as you capture this information from them, start making content about that content. And it's the same thing. If you're trying to get people to an open house and you're saying, hey, I'd love to tell you more about this property, enter your information here and I'll send you a PDF and a video and all the information about this house so that you can understand what it is we're selling, you can direct people from Facebook to go fill out these forms. So forms are huge. They're going to help you. They're going to get, again, their information into your hands, and you're going to be able to communicate with them that much easier. And Facebook's not the only place that has form. There's lots of other places too that you can capture people's information and ask them these kind of polling questions, if you will. Okay, the next tip, number 5, keep track of your social media analytics. Okay, I hate when people just put content out there and they don't follow their numbers. They don't see how many opens and how many clicks and how many times they've watched it and how many minutes of video has been consumed. You got to know your numbers. It's just like a budget. You have to track your money. You have to track your analytics. If I put this content out there and 1,000 people watch it and 10 people watch another video, I'm going to go more deep on this topic because I know that people want to engage with it and learn more about it. So you got to know your numbers. You got to know where the normal is, the bar that you're going to set, and you got to know if something's falling below it or if it did really well and past that bar, maybe you want to go deeper on that topic. So go into the Facebook analytics, go into the Instagram, YouTube, all those things, and just look at your numbers. You can track impressions, reach, view time, clicks, traffic to websites. You can see where people went on your website if you have the right pixel installed. There's a lot of direction I can go with that, but I'm trying to keep this kind of high level right now. Know that your numbers are available, and you got to know how to look at them and make correction based on that. So put some stuff out there, see what happens, and have a couple A/B tests to see which one do better, and then make changes and get results based on that information. Number 6 is make sure your images are sized correctly. If you haven't realized it already, every single platform has a different scale or a different size of image that you can have. If you're on YouTube, right, it's like a video, it's 16 by 9. If you're on Instagram, it's square, 1 by 1. If you're posting that little banner at the top of your Facebook page, it's really long and skinny versus the profile, which is more like a baseball card size. So every platform has a different size, a different shape, whether I hold it landscape or portrait mode. You just got to know these things. Quick tool, if you just Google social media photo size, it'll tell you, there's a bunch of links about how to find out what size of a picture that I need to post on that platform. What happens is if I post a normal picture that's in landscape mode and it's 16 by 9, let's say, and I post it across every single platform, that same image, and I just try to be lazy and get my content out there, Instagram's going to crop out stuff that you don't want. Facebook's probably going to squeeze it down or reshape it into a weird way that is going to look strange. Snapchat may or may not even be able to work with it. It really depends. But the bottom line is it's not going to look great. And so by having content, photos, videos that are cropped and cut to the shape that the platform requires, you're going to look a lot more professional. You're going to come across better to your audience, and they're going to understand what it is you're trying to say, and hopefully you don't cut out people or things in that picture that you're looking for. So as you're taking those photos, even remember what way people digest this content and where it's going to go. That's going to help you a lot. Okay, tip number 7, share weekly neighborhood news and tips. Okay, this kind of goes back to what we were talking about before, but if you're the mouthpiece for your farm, if you're really the advice giver and just the storyteller of everything that happens in the area that you live, people are going to come to you for advice. They're going to come listen to your story, right? You go to certain podcasts every day, you listen to certain news channels every day, you digest content because they're speaking to you, they're sharing information that you want. You're not going to go tune into the news in Hungary and find out what's going on in that area because you probably don't live there. Maybe you do if you're watching this video, I don't know. But if you live in Arizona, you're not going to Hungary News and seeing what's going on in that area because it's not affecting you right now, most likely. It's the weather updates are wrong, the traffic conditions are wrong, right? You have to make it local. And if you're the real estate expert in your area, you're the local expert, or you need to be if you're not. So find out what's going on in your community. Go get those little penny saver ads and find local community papers that you can share this content with your audience. I was just saying to somebody the other day, yesterday was the Carlsbad Marathon. Tons of people come to my town every year for this event. People run just about a block away from my house for this thing, and tons of people come here to stay, they eat here, they hang out at the beach, they do fun things. So if I was going to create content around this area, I would go interview the people that came here and said, hey, what restaurants are you here to go enjoy, and where are you staying while you're here, and what activities are you doing, and get the pulse on what's new and what's hot and where people are going and what's exciting about it. Share that content with your farm, right? If there's a new restaurant again that's opening up in town and nobody does anything like this, go interview that owner and share that news with your farm, and so that they know, again, you're the first person to know this information. You can provide that content with your farm. So be the expert, know everything that's going on, be the mouthpiece that people are going to tune in and hear about. If they knew that there's all this information going on around there and they wanted to come tune in to you because you're going to share it first and it's going to be in one central place that they know, I only have to check in with Eric's blog because he gives everything about this area. So that's huge. Next tip is number 8, keep an eye on your stats. So we talked about analytics. This is other stats. These are market conditions, right? How many homes have sold recently, what the market's doing. This is kind of the boring stuff that unless you're buying or selling a house right now, most people don't know about, but you still need to share this content with your audience. So again, what's going on in the market? How many homes have sold? How many builders are building things right now? What's the average days on market? What's the median price? You know, what's too long to sell a house? And how many offers should be happening right now on a home? Those are the things that's going to separate you from the pack, because if you know your numbers, people are going to trust you and they know that you know what you're talking about. So share this content. Maybe you only share it once a month, maybe it's every quarter, whatever it is. Work it into the things that you share and just make it interesting, not just dull, here's the stats for real estate, right? So try to find a way that you can share it in an interesting way, but know your stats, know your numbers, because people are going to test you on it, and it's going to be helpful if you actually know what you're talking about. Okay, next one, number 9, be creative with Messenger. Man, Messenger is great. It's pretty much on every platform right now. You can direct message people, you can find literally anybody. If I wanted to message President Trump right now, I can go to his Instagram account or Facebook account. Whether he's going to read it or not, that's a different story, but I have direct access to everybody right now because of what social platforms have done. If you want to message me, you know how to do it. It's out there, it's available, you can do it. So The cool thing is you can set up a lot of stuff. You can find almost anybody on social media and you can message them directly. So use the Messenger app. You can share websites in there, you can share video in there, you can make specific content for the people that you're seeing. Let's say there's somebody in your area who you found on social media that says, I'm looking for a home to buy, this is what I want, and you don't know this person. All you have to do is create a simple little video like this and say, hey, John, I saw that you're looking for a house in this area. It sounds like you're wanting this, this, and this. I would love to sit down with you and show you everything that's on the market and see if we can find you something that's going to work for your budget and for your family needs. Let's sit down in my office next Tuesday at 3 o'clock and I can tell you everything about what's going on, and if it's not on the market, how I can help you find it. Wouldn't a video like that be amazing to receive if you've been working with a lot of agents and you haven't found anything that you want and they're not helping you? So stand out, do something different. You have the direct connection with people that you want to reach. You just have to find them, and you got to know what value that they're looking for and how to provide that to them. Okay, the next and last one is number 10. Link back to your monthly, and I say weekly, email blast. So I send out a weekly email to all our followers, everybody who's been engaging with us. I think it's pretty well received. We get a lot of views on our content and a lot of reads, a lot of clicks. Again, I'm tracking my numbers. I know what's happening. But if you're going to spend the time to share any type of content, which I definitely encourage you to, in an email platform because people can read and engage on their time frame, share that with the world, okay? Like if you've got followers and people on social media that you don't have their email address for, if you're creating a video like this that you're going to send out in your newsletter, which I definitely recommend you do, go put that video on YouTube and share that on Facebook so people come back to YouTube and watch it. Share the content. Have somebody create a written version of this video so that they can go read it on Medium or one of these other platforms that's kind of like a blog for you, right? Put your content in multiple places. Don't just create one piece and send it to one person and hope that that works. Multi-purpose it. Use email blast and use Facebook and use YouTube and all these incredible platforms that are out there to help get your content distributed. There's 100 different ways to get one piece of content distributed to 100 different groups, and it all starts with just creating that one piece and then figuring out where it can go from there and how you can share it. Just this video alone, I know I can think of dozens and dozens of ways to reach different realtors in different markets in different ways. So the point here I'm sharing is there's a lot you can do. Social media is incredible. It has a great organic possibility, but there's so much you can do for a very low cost too when you're willing to spend a couple dollars to get in front of a new audience. It's the billboard of today, it's the radio of today, it's the television of today. So think about how to connect with new people. Again, my name's Eric Hammond. I'm with the Orange Stack. We provide social media strategies for real estate agents, small businesses really, that help you get more business from social media opportunities. So message me, you know how to reach me now. Reach out to me, ask me your questions, get a hold of me and find out how we can help you do more with your business. Thanks for following along. I'll see you next week on Social Marketing with Eric. Until then, have a great one.